Today I want to give you a quick rundown of the top trading coins today and give you an idea about where the market is going after the FOMC news. What is in store for crypto? Crypto. We got a quick rundown for Bitcoin. We've been looking at this for the past few months. It has been trading from the bottoms to the top of this rising channel. Recently, we started forming a descending wedge, which dropped us down below our support line right here. Weeks ago, I suggested that maybe we will drop out of this channel, do a quick wick down to this blue line, and then pop back up. Clearly, that has not happened. Instead, we have had a slow burn down toward that level, but we still haven't touched it. So what does all this mean for Bitcoin? First rule of trading is that if we're in a pattern, we're going to trade inside that pattern until we don't, until we break out. We did break out of this bottom trend line, and that will make our ears perk up. And what that means is watch things cautiously. However, we have not made it down to this bottom line here. When we do, I expect a bump up to the upside. So quickly, let me go over with you the possibilities of what we see here. Will we break back up into this pattern, which would be a very bullish sign? That's what I want to see. Or will we get rejected here, which would be a very bearish sign? And I do not want to see that. If we do get rejected, we can look for lower levels unless we do another bounce. But more than likely, I would be expecting a leg downward. If that does happen, we do have a measured move. To take a measured move, we go from the top of the channel to the bottom. We drag that to where it broke out. Our measured move is coming in at around the 30,500 if we do bounce off of this as a bearish retest. Now, the opposite scenario, that if we do break up into this and we were to break out of this channel, we would be looking at a target $61,446. Breaking down out of this measured move would take us down to 30,740 in that area. For the immediate future, what I'm actually looking for is for us to bounce somewhere off of the low 37,000s, around 37,300 in that area. That is going to be our target. Our next target that we're going to look for rejection will be around the 41,400, 41,500 area. When we reach that point, we'll assess whether Bitcoin is going to break back up into this channel or below, and we can make our decisions where we go from there. Now, checking out our indicators, we are seeing that we're coming in on the RSI for the daily on Bitcoin at 36.89. And not only that, we also broke above our yellow moving average line there. That is a bullish sign for Bitcoin. We do have a confirmed green dot on the market cipher momentum wave. These are giving us some bullish signs. The only bearish signs that I would like to point out here on the daily is that we are still below our Ichimoku indicator. Until we break out above this and we're riding above the green, we are considered in a bearish market. But we are seeing the strength that we're getting ready, most likely, to take a bounce to the upside. We've got our 50 EMA right here along our trend line, and that is also another target for us to reach. EMA has currently got us right under 41,000 at its current point. But in the nutshell, here are the two price targets that I have, considering maybe picking up some Bitcoin at 37,267 around that range if it does hold that support area, and looking at 41.5 in that area as to what to do next. All right, taking a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. The measure move was to bring us down to about the 40% area. We did not quite make it. Instead, we made a falling broadening wedge, also known as a downward facing megaphone, which basically says, hey, get up from there. We broke up from there and we got rejected off of the 200-day EMA. Now, taking a closer look on the daily, it does look like we are starting to maybe entertain the idea of making a cup and handle formation. That is a possibility. Remember, cup and handles are continuation patterns for the most part. Now, the measure move for this cup and handle would bring us back up to about this area right here if it plays out. It being a downward sloping cup and handle has got me a little concerned. This may end up just being a more continuation pattern, giving us some more sideways action. We'll just have to be patient and wait and see. But this is a Bitcoin dominance. When Bitcoin dominance does go up, Bitcoin kind of steals the show. When it starts playing down to the downside, that's when altcoins start taking off. And that's why we want to be concerned about this, to know whether we should be more into Bitcoin or more into altcoin. So in a nutshell, for Bitcoin dominance, I see it either rising up to 45 or falling down to around 40 as the original plan suggested. Now moving over to the DXY, the dollar index is showing a lot of strength. But there's one thing on the monthly that I have just noticed today is that our candle close here to where we are now is going upward. We have a divergence on the RSI on the monthly dating back to February which is going downward. That's giving us our bearish divergence on that. So I will expect a turnaround. I expect the dollar to maybe hit up to around the 107 before we start seeing some heavy resistance and then come back down, which if it does happen that way, that is excellent for Bitcoin. If it decides to keep on going up, well, we will have a very interesting summer as far as everything else goes. We are showing some exhaustion on our market cipher there. We are showing some exhaustion on the RSI, as well as we are in the oversold territory of 76.81 currently. I am seeing the dollar going up over the next few weeks, but then come back and possibly retest this area here around the 95 area. Quickly taking a look at the SPX, the Standard & Poor's 500, which has been closely correlated to Bitcoin, we see that we have broken out of a falling wedge. They do break out 68% of the time. Our first measure move taken from this area right here will put us up to this trend line. SPX going up to about 43.38. We do have another measured move taken from this area here. You to take a measured move, you draw your line straight down, you put it to the breakout point, and you do not touch it. Measured move from that area is actually right around this area, about 44.52. So we're getting strength in the Standard & Poor's 500, which is promising for Bitcoin that we should start moving up. I'm not seeing any overpowering divergences. I do see the RSI taking a lift up. We're heading toward 50 on this, which would be a bullish sign. We're breaking into the green on the MACD, going into the bullish area there. Do actually have a MACD cross on the 4-hour. So overall, things are looking promising, looking up on the SPX 500 until we come up to this trend line, this area right here. We want to break above to give us a little bit more bullish confirmation. I'd like to see the Standard & Poor's hit about 42.85, hold that and break higher. All right, now let's get over to altcoins. First, we're going to take a look at ETH, and then we'll take a look at the total too, just kind of get an overall picture. ETH has tested our bottom trend line here around the 27.75 area. I think it got down as low as 27.22. Looking like we are getting a bounce. We do have a green dot printed on market cipher, which should be for a move up. Our MACD is getting ready for that bullish cross. RSI is looking good. It's currently coming in at 42. It did cross over the moving average at the 38 point. Things are looking good. Looks like we were getting a bounce on ETH. I've got a target up here around 39.33. These Fibonacci lines that I have here, these are your price targets. If you're looking to purchase, the areas that you're looking to purchase are around 25.60. The areas that you're looking to take profit could be 32.03, 35.18, 38.32, and the top of my trend line here, I've got 39.33 as we see it, and what I expect to see for ETH is that we will continue bouncing off this trend line, maybe get a little rejection here at 32, and hopefully continue up a little rejection at 35 till we start hitting to the 618 Fibonacci. That is the magnet point that prices seem to gravitate to, and hopefully we can get a bounce up off of that. Next up, we got the total 2, which is the market cap for altcoins, excluding Bitcoin. See, we got a bounce here today off the trend line. We've also got a green dot on market cipher. Things are looking promising. We've not yet got the MACD bullish crossing indicator, but it looks like it's definitely on its way. I am expecting for total 2 to move up, and it looks like altcoins will get a boost. We have a measured move from this falling channel that we broke out of, and that should put us up here to 1.365 trillion right here at this line. All right, and now into the juicy stuff that I think you guys are very interested in. We'll look at ApeCoin. ApeCoin has had a very interesting weekend and a very interesting day with Elon doing his little tweet. Thanks for messing up my short, Elon. Notice how we broke back into this main channel that we were in before. I do foresee us probably most likely coming down to test the bottom, although it may have found its bottom at the 786 Fibonacci around $14.42, 43 cents. We are starting to get a little bit more upturn to our VWAP here. We did take a downturn on our MACD. RSI is trying to make a little break up. What we need to do right now is just take a little closer look, go from the daily to the 4-hour, and we can see that we got that bounce. However, we're not out of the woods yet because we are still in a bearish predicament because we are underneath the green here, falling underneath the red on the Ichimoku. What we will need to do is get some strength to break out of this. It may take a couple of days for us to see that. The bright side is we are in a falling wedge, which should break to the upside 68% of the time. I do have a measured move taken from here. If we anticipate a breakout of this around here, that would take us to a measured move for ApeCoin possibly hitting back up to close to $25. I've got $24.93 as my actual measured move. But what we need to see ApeCoin do is get above the 618 Fibonacci, retest it for support, and then we have a good chance. All right, now taking a look at Steppin, we have got Steppin into a rising wedge, which it broke down to the downside. Now I do have a measured move taken from right here. And the measure move target is $1.77, showing some hidden bearish divergence right here, which is typically means that we'll be trading in the same direction. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. We've got some support coming here on the bottoms. There's some signs here showing that we're getting a lift up. Okay, so this is confusing for me. What we may see here is that we may break back up into this trend line. If we do and we break out, there is a chance to go parabolic. That might be a possibility in the future, but it's something you got to really watch carefully and trade cautiously. Right now, we're kind of in some hot water. We have to see a break above this $3.60 level. Until then, I'm going to be bearish on Steppin, and I would anticipate seeing these price levels about $3, $2.50, $2.11, and finally to $1.77 as possible targets to get back into Steppin if that's what you're looking for. But right now, we just gotta keep our eye on this. I wouldn't do anything too crazy. All right, quickly taking a look at Luna, which is coming in at $87.24. Looking at the daily chart, we're showing signs that we're getting ready, or possibly getting ready to go up. It looks like we got a little double bottom here on the 618. That is a promising sign. If we're taking a measure move from that, taking that as a double bottom, that would move us up to this area here at the top of the trend line, right around $120. The Fibonacci levels are making them excellent price targets for Luna. We're looking at $91, $101, $117, and if we look at the top of the trend line, about $124. All right, and similar to Luna, Near Protocol getting a bounce off this bottom trend line right here. Things are looking promising for it. Price targets for the immediate future would be looking at this Fibonacci line right here at $13.90. Above that, we're looking at about $16.86. And one more price level up here, about $21.70 in the future, possibly for Near. Now, XRP has gotten beaten down past 59 cents. Ouch. But it might be a good time to pick it up. We are in a bullish pattern at the moment. It is with a measured move right here will take us to this area about $2.21. But now this would be a long-term play, maybe getting lucky for it to play out during this year if we break above that trend line. Now, immediate targets to take profit at would be 89 cents. Break above that golden pocket and hold it. That will be leaning toward our argument that we could go up to 221. Price targets between them would be 109, $1.29, $1.55, and $1.96 over time. Solana is also taking a beating. It is down to $91 at the moment. It has dropped down to around $80, forming a bottom there is what it looks like. We're getting ready to take a trend up. However, we're still not out of the woods. We could have some sideways, possibly even some more down action over time. Charts are not telling me that. It looks like that we're getting a little strength to the upside according to what I'm seeing on the indicators RSI and Market Cipher. Targets to look at here immediately would be about $100. From there, $118. Golden pocket, 618 Fibonacci, where we should be heading to, trying to head to, is about $150. And hopefully we can do that over summer. Other targets and look at over time. If we get above the 118, 120 area, chances are good that we can continue back up into the 200s. Time will tell on this. Good area to pick up for Solana looks to be around the $80 range. If we do break below the $79 range, it could get a lot worse. So be careful with that in mind. Fantom has been trading in a downward channel. Now this does have a 68% chance to break to the upside. However, it looks like Fantom could be in danger of coming down to about 54 cents. Is retesting the 786 Fibonacci level. We are on the underside of it. RSI is really at a bottom at 25. This might be a good area to pick up some Fantom. It is possible we could get another drop. So I would exercise caution with this. That's a little too risky for me. The safest way to play this is to wait for a breakout and then a retest of this level, $86. If we can see that and break out of here, things are on the upside. But right now, for me, it's just a little too risk averse because it would be much too easy for us just to continue down. All right, guys, just taking one more final look at Bitcoin here before I get ready to edit this video. We are breaking out. Bitcoin is trying to break out of this trend line, and let's hope that it continues to do so. I'm seeing just this little tinge of hidden bearish divergence, which is an indicator that we may head back down below it. Just keep your chins up, guys. Until next time, my name is Lane. I am your crypto road dog, your technical analysis, giving you some insight onto this crazy crypto market. Road dog crypto.